we have to just we have to go through the different types of airplane before going to design that. This is cargo airplane, and this is the military jet. Also, we also called fighter aircraft, and this is the private jet, or you can call this a luxury flight. This is the helicopter. Okay. First, in conceptual design, what we are going to design, what we are going to do means, first we have to make that rough sketches for the aircraft configuration. The configuration should be compromising that aerodynamics, propulsion, and performance, then structural system and control system of the airplane, and also consider that aircraft fuselage and wing location, engine size, everything we have to decide. We have to calculate the theoretical values for each parameters, and we have for rough sketch for that, including all these aerodynamic propulsion and structures. We have to design based on these parameters. See, this is the force acting on aircraft. The major force are lift, weight, thrust, and drag. Lift is the force acting opposite to weight, and thrust is the forward motion, and drag acting opposite to thrust. Now, why we are going for these forces means, first, if you are flying with aircraft, you need to create a lift. That lift should be based on weight of the aircraft. So, if you are going to design any aircraft, first step is you should calculate the weight of the particular aircraft. Then only you are able to make that lift. Based on that weight only, how much lift we have to generate to fly that aircraft. So we are going for weight estimation first. This is the weight estimation. Yeah, you can see here one formula. WO equal to WQ plus W payload plus WF plus WU. Here, the sum of these all weights called WO, which is gross weight of the aircraft. Here we will see that each weights WQ. Sorry, now first one is crew members. Crew members is we can classify into two types. One is flight crew and another one is cabin crew. Flight crew is nothing but usually pilots called flight crew, and cabin crews are air hostess called cabin crews. So we have to consider the weight of the pilot and cabin crew passenger in first initially. So we have to make that how many flight crews we need. Okay, normally in small aircraft which is taking the passengers 15, 20 or 30, in that small size of aircraft and a small range, it will be traveling some small distance. In that case, we are taking one pilot. If you are going for the long distance, like if you are taking the flight, passenger flight from New Delhi to New York, means it will be a long travel. So we need alternate pilot to give some rest to the pilot. So we are in that case we are taking the two pilots for flight crew. So we have to consider that each flight and cabin crews weight. Here we are taking that each person's 110 kgf. Kgf is nothing but kilogram force. Here we are giving the values in kilogram force. It's also similar to kilogram only. So in that 110 kilogram force, we are including that luggages which taken from flight crew and cabin crews. Not only a person's weight, it considering the luggages which they are taking. So for short range airplanes, we are taking that 85 kgf per persons. So in that similar trainee aircraft, we are considering 80 kgf and fight we are 100 kgf. Okay. So next one is payload. What is the payload? Payload is apart from the purpose, which purpose we are going to design that aircraft. Passenger airplanes means our passengers are the payload. Passengers and their luggages. This is the payload. If you are considering for cargo airplanes, what are the goods? Intended cargo means the goods which we are going to transfer one place to another place. We will take that as a payload of the aircraft. Like that, we are considering trainer aircraft and agriculture airplane, fighter airplane and bomber airplane. Each airplanes having their payload depending on their purpose. Next one is empty weight. We have to first we calculate. We are considering first weight of the crew members and weight of the payload, and now we are going empty weight. Empty weight is nothing but you can see the formula here I given. Gross weight is sum of crew weight, payload, and fuel weight, and here empty weight. If you want empty weight means we are taking these three parameters into opposite to the equation. Opposite. So we are getting that empty weight of the aircraft like this. Okay. Then here weight of crew and weight of payload. It's purely depending on the design specification. Which purpose we are going to design that aircraft. It's if you are going for passenger means the crew members and payload you are going to decide how many passengers you are going. You are going to design that aircraft, which means from minimum passengers 10 to I told Airbus A380 takes 850 passengers. So this payload depending on which aircraft, how many passengers we are going to take, it depends on that one only. Crew also it's our design specification only. But weight of the fuel and the empty weight of the aircraft depends on the gross weight only. If the previous equation have given, we are slightly changes here, nothing but here you can see here we have given fuel weight only. Now we are multiplying with gross weight. Weight here multiplying with gross weight. We are taking this as a fraction of fuel weight to gross weight and empty weight to gross weight, because fuel weight and payload it's depending on design parameters, but the fuel and empty weights are depending on gross weight. So we have the predetermined values for each aircraft in that design books. You can see the empty weight fraction. Here empty weight fraction they have given one formula. In that formula we have to substitute the values here A and C they given. Now we are going for transport airplane means the value of A is 1.02 and C is minus 0.06. Now we are going to substitute these values in this formula. Then we are able to get that weight of empty weight to gross weight. In that same way, fuel weight ratio also we are taking from the design parameters. it depends on the segment of the mission of airplanes, like takeoff, climb, landing. It's depend on the mission segment. So we are taking that these values, and we are substituting fuel and gross weight ratio and empty and gross weight ratio here. So we are able to find out the gross weight. Gross weight is the total weight which includes passengers, crew members, payload, luggages, everything. We are able to find that total weight of the aircraft. Once you are finding the total weight of aircraft, then only you are able to design that wing and everything, because you should know how much lift we have to produce to take off the airplane and fly the airplane from ground level. So that only we calculate weight. Okay, and that now the outline of conceptual design based on the previous weight estimation. Then we are going for airfoil and wing selection, fuselage selection, power plant and control surfaces, landing gear. We have to select these all. First, airfoil selection. Airfoil is nothing but it's the cross-sectional shape of the wing which we are going to design. So we have different types of airfoils. It's depends on the purpose of airplane. Here the first one is low camber airfoil, which is low drag and high speed performance airplanes like a fighter aircraft. And second one is deep camber, which is also producing high lift, and thickness of the airfoil is very high, so that it's producing the high lift. In that, next one is deep camber airplane, and like that we have different types of airfoils based on their specific design parameters. We are choosing, like we have to consider the coefficient of lift and coefficient of drag for particular airfoil. So based on this, we are choosing the airfoil first, then wing selection. Wing is the necessary to produce a lift for flying the aircraft from ground. So we have to consider the size of the wing and shape of the wings and location of the wing. Wing can be mounted in into fuselage. It's in three position: high wing, low wing, and middle wing position. It depends on the how much weight we are going to take off, how much lift we are going to produce. Then we are construction of wings. Construction of wings is based on the shape of the airfoil. These airfoil we can call here ribs. Then the wing must be designed and tested within the maximum load. Okay, actually now wing is the only part which provides lift to lift the aircraft. So we have to test that wing, how much loads it carrying during that flight. Based on these all aspects, we have to choose the wing. Here you can see the types of wings. These types of wings, first one is tapered leading wing and tapered and trailing leading wing. Third one is delta and a swept back wing. Here straight wing and tapered trailing edge wing. These all wings are you clearly discussed about yesterday webinar. So we are just on this slide. And this fuselage selection also we got the detailed webinar yesterday. So just we have to know that what are the things we have to choose before going to design. That's why I'm giving that small notes. Okay. Now, after the previous selection, we are going for power plant selection. Power plant is nothing but aircraft engine. We are going while choosing the aircraft engines. What are the things we are going to consider? First thing is how much thrust we need to give forward motion to the aircraft. You know, thrust is the forward motion, so thrust is produced by aircraft engine. So while choosing aircraft engine, we should know that how much of thrust is producing and fuel consumption of the engine, engine mass and engine geometry. These all parameters we have to decide. So the thrust provided by the engine must be able to overcome the drag at the cruise level. And engine requirements varies with the type of aircraft also. If for commercial purpose airplanes, we need engine should be efficient. If you are going for fighter engines, we need high thrust only. So in that case, we are not going to consider of efficiencies. We need high thrust, and we are going for maneuvering purpose. We have so many because this is a fighter craft used in the military purpose. So in that case, we are not going to consider the efficiency. We need the high thrust only. Yeah, here the some engine image. You can see that internal parts. This is the inlet of engine, and this is the exist of the engine. This explanation of complete aircraft engine systems will be discussed tomorrow. So I'm moving on now. And control surfaces. In control surfaces, what are the things are aileron, radar, elevator. Aileron is placed in wing, main wing, and radar and elevators are placed in tail portion. Tail portion, which also called horizontal wing or and vertical wing. We can call this a vertical stabilizer and horizontal stabilizer. We have to choose these parts also. So now we are coming out of the selection of the each part of the aircraft. Finally, landing gear, where we are going to fix the landing gear, then how much load it have to carry while landing that aircraft, the impact load which acting on that particular landing gear, we have to carry everything, and we have to the final of final design param. It's for final stage. So based on our previous selections, we are making the design. We are making the design, and we are including that. You can see that all components, wing, fuselage, and horizontal vertical stabilizers, and the landing gear, everything based on design parameters. We are giving the primary design of that particular aircraft. It's called conceptual design. It's the first stage. So we are going now. We are going for second stage. Okay, before that second stage, I would like to give some. I would like to ask some questions. Okay, the questions. First one is what is mean by airfoil, and second one is which is the second stage of aircraft design, and third one is what is the weight of flight and cabin crew can be taken in long range airplanes, and fourth one is what is mean by WF, and fifth one is which is producing lift in aircraft. I'll give 2 minutes participants. You can assume that you can assume your answers. Later, I will post the answers. You can verify these answers with my answers. Okay, you take 2 minutes. Okay, we'll go for answer. Yeah. What is meant by airfoil? Cross section of wing is called airfoil. Second one is second stage of aircraft design is preliminary design. Now we are going to discuss about that only. Then third question is what is the weight of flight and cabin crew can be taken in long-range airplanes? It's 10 kilogram force. And what is meant by WF means weight of fuel. And final one is which part producing lift in aircraft? It is wing. Okay, participant. If you are able to give the answers 5 out of 5 means you are the most active participant in this webinar. I will appreciate you. Okay, we'll go on next. Yeah, next stage is preliminary design. In this preliminary design, based on our first stage, conceptual design, already we give a rough sketch of the airplane which we are going to design, and each component we are already selected the each component like airfoil, wing, our aircraft engines, horizontal and vertical stabilizer, and everything we have chosen. So in this stage, we are going for the manufacturing of small prototypes, and based on that prototypes we are going for winter testings, and based on that winter testing if we are getting any defects and flaws, again we are changing that design from conceptual stage, and we have to change what are the defects while arising in internal testing we have to change, and again we have to come for preliminary design. In each stage if you are finding any flaws and defects, we have to go for previous stage and we have to overcome that particular defects. Then we have to consider for the structural analysis of uh, aircraft in each stage, and we have to design that whole component, not only components, interior parts of the airplane, and location of passenger seats, and location of luggages. We have to design everything, and first we are designing based on the previous parameters, then we are going for analyzing. If you are getting, then again we are going for first stage. It's like a iteration process. So now design. Now we are going to detailed design of that particular aircraft and interiors. So designing. So we are designing these models using some designing softwares. So many designing softwares are there. Some of the design softwares are AutoCAD, ProE, CATIA, and SolidWorks. These all are the some of designing softwares. But nowadays, most of the aircraft industries using CATIA. CATIA software is developed by Dassault System, which is more user friendly for 3D models. You can create any complex design of any model. You can able to design with very, if you are comparatively AutoCAD and ProE, you have more options in these uh, to make accurate 3D models. So we are using that CATIA for designing the aircraft models. You can see now this is the fuselage design. Uh, if you want to learn these softwares, just you can go to that YouTube. If you are if you can able to find that if you are searching in the fuselage how to aircraft. Just a minute, I will show you. Yeah, here you can see many tutorials are there. You can easily learn the software based on these YouTube videos. It is very useful. Um, the software package also you can find download the website some pirate version. No need to buy licensed version. You have many pirate version. You can find it in website. After installing that, you can the any aircraft using these YouTube videos. So many videos are available. You can use it. So we are design now. We designed a fuselage design. Next, after designing fuselage, we are going for aircraft wing. We know that here you can see that airfoil shape. Based on this airfoil shape, we are designing the wing. Okay. After designing the wing, then we are going for uh, designing of aircraft engines. So in this stage, we are designing the each component based on our design requirement. Now I giving these major three only wing and fuselage and engine components, but we have to design every component. Then finally we are making assemble of the airplane model. It's a complete model of passenger airplane. So after completing that aircraft model, now we go for simulation stage. In that, I'll show you small video, uh, aircraft design process. Here you can be able to see that how the aircraft design starts from airfoil and how they are designing that each components and everything. And how we are calculated the weight of the aircraft in each stages like takeoff, climb, cruise, loiter, and landing, and every stage we have to calculate the fraction of weight. Based on that only, we are able to find that fuel weight to gross weight and empty weight to gross weight. It's like a iteration process. We have keep on changing until you are getting that value which we are going to make aircraft in proper manner. So this is the aircraft we did, some model aircraft. Here the interior design, that sitting arrangement, and here you can see the pilot cabin and the engine mounted under the wing. We have to design that all of each and every component like this. Okay, we'll go for next. Next stage is simulation. Okay, in simulation, what we are doing means now we design the model using CATIA. After that, we are making simulation using some software. That now we are going for ANSYS, which is used wide range in the world present days. uh, you can find that physical, not only physical, that dynamic characters of the fluid and everything you can find using the software like velocity around the aircraft, what are the temperature, what are the pressure acting that aircraft wing and engine, what are the forces acting on that wing. You can here you can get the idea of aerodynamic and structural analysis. So first we design that fuselage and we are going for analyzing structural analyzing and aerodynamic analyzing. Structural analyzing means how much load acting on that skin of the fuselage, where is that maximum load acting. We are analyzing each and every parameter before going to fabricate. This is the stage it's most useful and cost effective, because if we are designing any part and we are directly going to fabricate means, in that stage if you are finding any defects, your total process wasted, like materials and human resource and cost and everything wasted. So before going to manufacturing the components, we are testing using these softwares and what are the loads acting, how it's react to the particular loads. We can get that whole things. So if we are finding any defects in this stage, we can modify. Again, we are coming to this stage and we are keep on analyzing until you are getting the final perfect values. So next, wing say in that same way we are analyzing wing also. In wing we are keeping that uh, inside the wing we are keeping the fuel tank. So wing carrying that load. Okay, so we have to analyze that structural analysis of wing. In that we have to take what are the loads acting on wing, how much load it's acting on wing, what are the movements, how the amount of movements acting, amount of shear force acting on that wing. We have to calculate all these things. In that same way we are analyzing that engine, how much thrust this engine able to produce, how much thrust, and what is the velocity we are obtaining using this engine. We are able to analyze these whole things. If we are not able to that get thrust means, what we have to change, we have to consider that things and we have to change, and again we have to modify that models, and again we are coming to the simulation process until you are getting the final perfect values. So in that same way we are simulating that each and every part. After that we are taking the simulation of whole aircraft. So you can get some idea. I will play some videos. Yeah, here you can see that how the simulation process we are taking in that ANSYS software. How the flow coming to that wing and engine parts and horizontal and vertical stabilizer. Okay. Okay. Next stage is internal testing. If you are completing your simulation stage and you are getting the perfect values, what you are decide during that conceptual design. If you are getting everything fine means, we are fabricating that small type small model of that particular airplane I, and we are placing that airplane model in internal testing. Internal testing, internal is nothing but it's a device to generate the airflow. What it's like a atmosphere conditions. So here a small trainer aircraft model is in this wind tunnel. How lift here you can find how lift is how much lift is producing, how that aircraft is able to take off from the ground. You can test everything. You see how that airplane taking off from ground. Taking and landing. Okay. Okay, if you are finding in this stage also, if you are finding any defect, we have to go for conceptual stage. We have to change that particular defect, and we have come to preliminary design. In that stage, we have to make that modification of model, and we have to go for the simulation process, and again we have to fabricate the small model which are called as prototype or model. We have to design, and we have to place in that internal testing. If you are getting that perfect values of everything, then you can go for fabrication. If you are not getting, if you are getting any defects in this stage, then you have to again until you are getting that perfect design parameters. So if now we are going for third stage. Third stage is called detailed design. In this detailed design, we have to, it's the final stage before fabricate the exact aircraft which we are going to design. So, before fabricating that actual aircraft, we have to overcome that all defects in three stages, and it includes in design and location of the components and everything, and that aircraft should compromising of aerodynamically and structurally, and we have to achieve that control surfaces. We have to get the proper performance of the particular aircraft. We have to get that everything before this stage. This is the final stage before fabrication. So if you are even if you are finding any defects in this stage, again you have to go to conception stage. You have to change the design, and if you are design and components, then we have to go for modeling of that particular aircraft defects, and we have to go for simulation process. Then again internal testing. Then we have go for fabrication stage of the actual aircraft. So this is the final stage before going to fabrication of the aircraft. In this stage, what are the aspects we have to consider means, uh, like I told you that final before going to fabricate aircraft, that aircraft model should compromising aerodynamics, propulsion and control system, and masses and structure of the structures of that aircraft. So we discussed about these things in previous stage. So same thing we have to consider in each stage. So finally, uh, before we are going to fabricate that aircraft, we have to focus some structural properties. First things we have to choose that material for fabrication. That material should obey structural properties like strength major property, because while manufacturing that aircraft, we should consider less weight of the material, and it should give more strength. If for example, if you are going for metals, some of metals giving more strength, at the same time metals having that more weight also. So in aircraft, we have to consider the material which has less weight and which have to give more strength. So nowadays we are going for composite materials. That composite materials we have to consider these structural properties, strength, aeroelasticity of the aircraft, durability, damage tolerance, stability. That material should be corrosion resistance, and maintenance that should not get affected by the climate changes. So maintainability, and that material should be easy to manufacturing, and that material should withstand the pressure which given by the cabin pressurization, and the vibration which created by power plant, which means engines. That material should obey these all structural properties. If you are compromising these all, finally we are going for fabrication of airplane. In fabrication stage, okay, first we are going for fabrication of wing. You can see that the shape of the wing. This is the, actually here you can see only outer skin of the wing. Here you can see that interior structure of wing. Here you can see the fuel. The fuel tank is placing uh, interior of the wing only, because wing is hollow section. We are using that space for fuel tank. And these components are already explained in previous webinar. So we are moving on next. So next is the fuselage, fabrication of fuselage. In aircraft, fuselage is the larger part which carrying that passengers, luggage, cabin crew. What are the things we have to consider in that airplane? What are the things we have to keep on placing that airplane? Most of the things we are placing in fuselage section only. So fuselage is the larger part, and we are going for the next interior section of fuselage. Here you can see that here fuselage we are dividing into two parts. That upper parts we are giving the space for passengers, and we are making arrangement for the seating arrangement for passengers. We are placing that luggages which carrying by passengers. This is the interior section of fuselage. Here you can see that whole interior section of fuselage with cockpit and everything. Here you can hear some economic class passengers, luxuries, economic class, and some business class passengers. They are making a seating arrangement for their requirements. So finally, we are coming to assembly of airplane. So we have fabricated separately wing, fuselage, cockpit, and horizontal vertical stabilizer. We are fabricated separately and making that assemble in. So this is the, finally we are assembling that aircraft like this. After fabricating the aircraft, that aircraft should be licensed by regularity authorities. Regularity authorities are like they are giving that license for the aircraft. In international level, the International Civil Aviation Organization is the uh, authority which gives the certificate to the manufacturers. Like that, each country is having their own regulatory bodies. Like in USA, Federal Aviation Authority is there. This Federal Aviation Authority gives certificates to the manufacturer to operate that airplane. They are giving some standards they should consider. They are examining the standard levels or given in that particular aircraft. Then they license to give that aircraft to fly and commercial purpose. Like that, in India, Directorate General of Civil Aviation is there. They are the authority to giving license, they are giving the certificates to the manufacturers to operate that aircrafts. Okay, this is the regularity authorities. Now we are going for, yeah, I am proud of this made in India aircraft. Most of the people you may aware of Tejas aircraft. This is the India's India manufactured. This is indigenously designed and developed aircraft. We should proud of this. This aircraft is manufactured by HAL, Hindustan Aeronautic Limited. And like that, in India, HAL and DRDO is there. They are manufacturing aircraft. HAL is the major, HAL producing the major airplanes and aircrafts in India's industrial purpose.
Okay.
Okay,
Sorry.
thank you for all participants.
Yeah, Vinod sir, thank you. Thank you very much for a valuable lecture. And thank you to all participants. And thank you to our college management and principal, vice principal, and HOD. They are given some opportunity to us to show our skill. And I would like to inform all participants, those are attend first day and second day webinar, they will get their certificate today evening through your mail. And those are attend today, they also get their certificate today evening. So we already completed 3 webinar, and remaining 2 webinar session is there. So tomorrow and day after tomorrow we have another 2 sessions, and I request to everyone, please join tomorrow and day after tomorrow session. Tomorrow session is aircraft engine and missile technology, and day after session is introduction to CFD. That both session is very, very important for your career and for your future, and you will get some get knowledge, because it's nowadays technology is very advanced, and design analysis is also very, very important. And thank you, Vinod sir, you complete your sessions and aircraft design analysis. This is very, very important in aeronautical field, because of whole aircraft cannot do experiment. So this is another way, that is design and analysis. 2020 to 2021 academic year, we are our admission is open. Please, I request to everyone, those are now class 2 students are they're taking take admissions in graduations. I would like to suggest you that nowadays mechanical and electrical every session, every month is important. Apart from this, in this new technology, and okay, We are providing from this we are providing biomedical, computer science, agriculture. In our college, also provide aeronautical engineering, food technology. So I request to please share this information to every student. Thank you. Again, I thank you to my management. Thank you, Vice Principal, Principal. Okay. Now tomorrow we can see our next session. Please join with us and attend this webinar. Thank you.